Today, I am reacting to Ethel Cain, Preacher's Daughter, her debut album. I don't know if I'm quite ready because Ethel's music does something to me and takes me into a completely different world. Emotionally, mentally. I've listened to a few songs off of this album. I've heard American Teenager, A House in Nebraska, Some Bleached Flies, and Strangers. They're the 4 songs I've heard off this album. I've never deep dived into the lyrics. I wanted to react to this album, completely analyse it before Willoughby Tucker I Will Always Love You album comes out, which is a prequel to Preacher's Daughter, so I had to get into this. Let's not wait any longer and let's get straight on into Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain. I'm going to be listening to the full track while reading through the lyrics, and then afterwards we'll go through the lyrics and analyse the song. So the first one is called Family Tree. Family Tree sets the stage for the 76-minute epic that is Preacher's Daughter. Over 13 tracks we learn the story of Ethel Cain. Set in 1991, the album details the character's troubled relationship with religion, her father, preacher, a beloved member of the community, even 10 years after his death, eventual kidnapping and murder. I did know a little bit about this album, but I've never properly listened to them or delved deep into it. It would be really nice to actually listen to these songs within the album because I feel like listening to them in the way that the artist puts so much more into it and really tells the story. If you didn't know, Ethel Cain is not her real name. Her real name is Hayden. Yeah, Ethel Cain is like her character that she makes. So let's get straight on into Family Tree intro. So haunting.
These crosses all over my body.
Oh, her voice. I can't actually deal. She just makes me want to cry when I hear her voice.
In Christ, forgive these bones I'm hiding. Jesus can always reject his father, but he cannot escape his mother's blood.
Oh, I've got goosebumps. Oh, Ethel Cain, are you kidding me? Oh, so haunting. You can hear like That was the first one. That was the first one. Oh! Ethel Cain new post. What's she posting about? I can't have a look right now because I'm not, I just can't cope with this woman. Her voice just sends chills all down my, like, I literally got goosebumps. I can't cope. This is the first one. Let's go through the lyrics. Verse 1. These crosses all over my body remind me of who I used to be, and Christ, forgive these bones I'm hiding from no one successfully. It says here, I think the 2 lines refer to the religious environment in which Ethel was raised. She used to be a very religious person, but apparently not anymore. She's got tattoos of crosses all over her body. This contrast shows Ethel now saying she's not just hiding the skeleton in her closet unsuccessfully, but she may actually be leaving more bones out in the open, and she is not afraid to leave more, hence the line, I've killed before and I'll kill again. It's not in this song, but okay. It's such a powerful opening statement. It had such a haunting feeling to it. It was like, like really haunting. Maybe links to the religious themes of this album and the churches. You know, it's very echoey, and churches is very echoing tall ceilings. Yeah, this says it's setting the tone for the Southern Gothic tragic Americana story that will unfold. The family tree metaphor isn't just ancestry, it's about inheriting trauma, faith, shame, and expectations. I'm not very familiar with religious backgrounds, but I'm very interested to learn about it through this album. So I may miss things along the way, or may not understand things. Musically and lyrically, this intro feels for bonding. It's almost like a church hymn gone wrong. You can sense that whatever's coming will be dark and irreversible. Yes, that's exactly what I said, that how it made me feel. It made me feel like it was very haunting. It was in a church and very like, oh, you know, like start of a horror film almost. Verse 2, Jesus can always reject his father, but he cannot escape his mother's blood. He'll scream and try to wash it off with his fingers, but he'll never escape what he's made up of. It says, one of the core themes explored in Preacher's Daughter is intergenerational trauma. Another theme across the album is Christianity, and this verse cleverly combines them both. Mother Mary famously was a virgin when she had Jesus, and Ethel is using it to show how there are certain things people inherit through their genetics. But he cannot escape his mother's blood. Jesus can always reject his father. Wow, because I guess, yeah, it's like you proper are from your mother's body, you know, you can't really escape that. So it seems like maybe she is going to be quite heavily based on her relationship with her father here. Jesus has his mother's blood but not his father's, and therefore is unable to escape certain things that his mother has passed on to him. This is similar to the nature of intergenerational trauma. Wow. These lines may also refer to how, unlike Jesus, fate has already decided that Cain is unable to reject her father, leading her to be known as the preacher's daughter, even after his death. I feel like we're going to come up to that in somewhere in this album. And she is unable to reject God. Chorus. The fates already F me sideways, swinging by my neck from the family tree. Excuse me? Excuse me? That line. He'll laugh and say, you know how I raised you better than this, and leave me hanging so they can all laugh at me. I'm sorry, that's not okay to say things like that. That is such an impactful line. I can't cope. This is the first song. Ethel, the character, but Hayden herself as well, can't control who she is more than she can control where she was born and who her parents are. Yeah, swinging by my neck from the family tree. Is her saying that she got effed by the circumstances she can't control. The difference between the person she is and the people in her community, or perhaps we could say her father's community. Also foreshadowing her death. What killed her was as much as the environment she grew up in that led to her making the decisions she did, as much as her choices themselves. These lines are also a glance into what happens back in Alabama after Ethel's death. If we take the hanging literally, either Ethel committed or she was haunted. You know, it says the fate already F me sideways, so it really just sounds like she already knows her fate from the very beginning, like she thinks it's all doomed from the very start. Was he swinging by my neck from the family tree, and then he'll laugh and say, you know I raised you better than this. I'm guessing he is her father, who she's also saying is the preacher, and she is the preacher's daughter. So maybe you could say, you know, committing is and him then saying we raised you better than this, not to just give up, you know, this is your life, you need to face it kind of thing. Then leave me hanging so they can all laugh at me. Public humiliation and the abandonment that she may feel from her father, and betrayal because he left me there and now they're all laughing. Guys, that's only the intro. That isn't even, I don't even know. The next one we go into is American Teenager. Now, I have listened to this one, have never gone through the lyrics. The song in a statement with Pitchfork. Growing up, I was surrounded by visions of NASCAR, rock and roll, and being the one who would change everything. Cain said in a statement, they make you feel it's all achievable and that if nothing else, you should at least die trying. I wrote this song as an expression of my frustration with all the things the American teenager is supposed to be, but never had any real chance of becoming. I'll be very interested to see what I get from this song, because now reading through the lyrics, I feel like I'm going to get a whole new meaning to the song. Are we ready? American Teenager. Oh, this beginning part. Her voice so echoey. Can't cope. It just feels like I'm levitating. Oh, it's chorus. Pre-chorus even. Her voice just honestly just sends me such chills down my body. Wow. Oh, I can't. Oh, the guitar. Track 2. We're only on track 2. Verse 1. Grew up under yellow light on the street, putting too much faith in the make-believe. Another high school football team, the neighbour's brother, came home in a box. But he wanted to go, so maybe it was his fault. Another red heart taken by the American dream. Miss Ethel Cain, that's in verse 1. That's in verse 1. Ethel lives in Shady Grove, a small Southern Baptist town in Alabama. When asked about her childhood, the character Ethel recounts, well, it was the same for me as it was for everyone else, I'd imagine. Spent most of my time either at Shady Grove Baptist or playing in the field next to it. We soon learned that Ethel has lost faith in Christianity. Now looking back, Ethel laments that she had built too much trust for religion in her youth when its abuse would cause her so much trauma. Like her relationship with the church, Ethel regrets growing so much love for the local football team and her town. When she is hurt by its people, it feels like an outcast. This part, Ethel reflects on the death of her neighbour's brother, a soldier who died overseas and whose body was sent home. Ethel empathises with him as she realises his decision was made in an honourable pursuit of the American dream. Wow, pre-chorus. And I feel it there in the middle of the night when the lights go out and I'm all alone again. Hayden explained that the pre-chorus was inspired by a memory from her youth, where she stayed late out at her high school's football field. When the stadium lights were shut off, she was left alone in darkness with only her thoughts and a heightened awareness of how even the most cherished elements of American culture, like the football game, truly are. So it sounds like this song is very much like she's been given that American dream, but she no longer believes it and like doesn't have faith in it. It's a very upbeat song compared to the first one already. Oh, it's put here. It's the brightest song feeling on the album, which makes it a false sense of safety before the album plunges deeper into darkness. Yeah. Chorus. Say what you want, but say it like you mean it. With your fists for once, a long cold war. With your kids at the front, just give it one more day and you're done. I do what I want, crying in the bleachers, and I said it was fun. I don't need anything from anyone. It's just not my year, but I'm all good out here. In Christian communities, passive aggression and hiding how you truly feel is the norm. Saying what you want and what you really mean is seen as disruptive. It probably can, yeah, and you maybe feel like you can't say what you really feel, and then it builds up inside of you, and then it comes out in anger and with your fists for once. Physical aggression. Oh, I like this. Just give it one more day, then you're done. This could point to being, or just straight up wanting to leave Shady Grove or your hometown, your small town. If you could, relate to this in your own way, I think. That's it. Tomorrow I'm leaving, then it's the next day and the next and the next. The opening lyric of Some Bleached Flies also evokes this. Some bleached flies sitting in the window still waiting for the day they can escape. The flies may want to escape, but they're dead. Wow, okay, this is some deep stuff here. Yeah. It's just not my year, so there, she's like accepting it, isn't it? Clearly a cry for help, considering her father's death, everything that had happened. Yeah, so the next verse goes, Sunday morning, hands over my knees in a room full of faces. I'm sorry if I seemed off, but I was probably wasted, and I didn't feel so good. A life full of whiskey, but I always deliver. Jesus, if you're listening, let me handle my liqueur. And Jesus, if you're there, why do I feel alone in this room with you? Again, deep. So maybe she's turning to drink here. After her father's passing, Ethel attempts to preserve his legacy by leading the town's congregation every Sunday. Okay, so she's a leader. So she drinks to numb the pain. As a result, Ethel often comes to service drunk but still delivers. Are we actually like proper told that he's died? Did I miss something? Not really, I don't think. Maybe I missed it. Is that because if I didn't have all this information next to me, would I know that he'd passed? Why do I feel so alone in this room with you? That's a deep lyric. She's crying for help. Jesus, if you're listening, let me handle my liqueur. And Jesus, if you're there, why do I feel so alone in this room with you? In spite of being deeply involved in the church, Ethel finds little solace in religion during times of hardship. As we learn later in the album, perhaps she was developed to the aversion due to the trauma she has experienced at the hands of her father, or because she's seen how religion has been abused by others. And Jesus, if you're there, so just like saying, if you're there, please, if you're there, just help me. And why do I feel so alone in this room? So again, going back to those themes of feeling alone, abandonment. I don't really know. We haven't heard much about her mother yet, so I don't know if her mother's involved, but she's feeling abandoned. Or maybe even if Jesus is there in the room with her, she's still feeling alone. So she's just feeling utterly alone, feeling very disconnected from God and Jesus, and maybe even feeling unseen by the authorities in her life, because the authority, she sees Jesus as an authority and he's not seeing her, and then her father and he's not seeing her either. So maybe it could link back to that. And then the pre-chorus, and I feel it there in the middle of the night when the lights go out, I'm still standing there here. Pre-chorus, chorus, which we've already been through, and then outro, say what you want, but say it like you mean it, with your fist for once, a long cold war, with your kids at the front, just give it one more day. So we've been past through that, and then it says, I do it for my daddy and I do it for Dale, I'm doing what I want and damn, I'm doing it well. For me. I don't know who Dale is. Okay, Dale is a stock car driver from North Carolina, one of the last blue-collar NASCAR champions who earned his stardom in the sport. Someone who she looks up to, a famous stock car racing driver. Way to express dedication and strong work ethic. Okay, makes sense. I'm doing what I want and damn, I'm doing it well. This says, Ethel may be trying to convince herself here that she has more agency than she actually does as a young, traumatised woman in a deeply religious small town. And then for me, I really like that, because it's saying, I'm doing it for me now. Nobody else, for me. I don't know how I'm going to survive the rest of this album. I'm really going to try and not cry for this next one. I cry nearly every time this song comes on, A House in Nebraska. And I feel like this song's going to be even more emotional now that I'm bringing it into this album reaction. Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for this. This says about Ethel thinks of her ex-lover, Willoughby Tucker, who left town before the events of the album. She remembers the good times they shared and longs for him to come back home. She visits the abandoned house they would spend time in, imagining it was their own, somewhere far away from their hometown of Shady Grove, Alabama. Sounds so ridiculous in English saying Alabama. Alabama. This song is 7 minutes long. 7 minutes long. I may just go into it. No. Yeah. Even just makes me want to cry now. So haunting.
Labored breaths and bed sores, sing it to me all day long. You and me against the world. You were my man and I your girl. We had nothing except each other. You were my whole world. Mama calls me sometimes to see if I'm doing well. I lie to her and say that I'm doing fine, when really I'd kill myself to hold you one more time. I still call
That guitar.
that house in Nebraska. Save you and why you came and I left, and you left and I cried. Thought that you were so beautiful. It was love, I guess.
Oh god, the outro does me.
I just pray that you're alright. And I feel so alone. And I feel so alone out here. So alone out here.
Bring any tissues. This isn't okay. This isn't okay. There's something about that song that just makes me cry every time I hear it. Doesn't matter where I am, what mood I'm in, I will always cry to that song. Probably no point even checking if I look right, because I'm not going to be okay by the end of this. Oh my god, now I'm going to have to go through the lyrics. Oh, I can't cope. Okay, verse 1. Laboured breaths and bed sores, sing it to me all day long. When the aching sound of silence used to be our favourite song. You and me against the world, you my man, and I your girl. We had nothing except each other. You were my whole world. But then the day came, and you were up and gone. Laboured breaths and bed sores. So they've been like, bed sores are like caused by sitting and laying in one place for a long time. So they've been together like in that space for so long, but they don't care despite the illness that it's caused. When the aching sound of silence used to be our favourite song. So they're just so deep in comfort with each other, even sitting in silence. They're just so deep in comfort together that that's just their favourite time together. Even when there's nothing going on, they're just sat with each other's company. You and me against the world, you know, they're together. It feels like no one else is involved. It's just them together and they feel like they could conquer the world. We had nothing except each other. You were my whole world. Exactly. But then the day came and you were up and gone. That's such a devastating line. No explanation as to why. She does say that she's the reason, but we don't know why. And he's just gone. You know, you come into the song thinking it's going to be a really nice love story, and then bang, no. And the whole song as a whole just talks, and slowly they disappear. And it's just so devastating. And I still call home that house in Nebraska, where we found each other on a dirty mattress on the second floor, where the world was empty, save you and I, where you came and I laughed, and you left and I cried, where you told me even if we died tonight that I'd die yours. Where we found each other on the dirty mattress on the second floor, so maybe that's where they met. And maybe he was also there for a reason similar to her, so maybe they connected on that level. And she still calls that home, so it's like the one place where she feels safe and feels at home. The idea that Nebraska being the middle of America is in the middle of nowhere is a place where she wishes her and Willoughby would be, and what the house almost felt like it's just the two of them. Or maybe not when they met, but where they just are in this song that she's painting that picture of. What happens on the dirty mattress, we don't know, but you could leave that to your own imagination. It could be a number of things. And it also, the way she's put dirty mattress, it really does show that they don't care about anything other than just being each other's company. Where the world was empty, you know, the world was empty. She didn't have those fears, and they were just laughing, having a good time. And then, where you told me even if we died tonight that I'd die yours. Verse 2, these dirt roads are empty, the ones we paved ourselves. Your mama calls me sometimes to see if I'm doing well, and I lie to her and say that I'm doing fine when really I'd to hold you one more time, and it hurts to miss you, but it's worse to know that I'm the reason you won't come home. And that's another huge bang moment in the song when she says, I'm the reason you won't come home. These dirt roads are empty, the ones we paved ourselves. Says here, maybe that they went there so often that they've left their footprints and that they've paved a path themselves with their footprints because they've gone there so much. This is already an hour long and I'm only on the 4th song, I think. No, I'm on the 3rd song. Oh my god, it's an hour long. The fact that her mum calls her as well. If Willoughby was truly dead, like it is implied through the Ethel Cain narrative lore, then it would be natural for Tucker's mother to contact Ethel, the one he loved, before he went away or died. Oh, so he may have not... Oh, man. He might not have actually left, but he might have passed away. Oh my god, this isn't going well, is it? Not one of her family members or something did something to him. No, I can't. I'm the reason you won't come home. Oh no. She says she'd to meet Willoughby again. I'm really I'd kill myself to hold you one more time. Oh no, I really hope that's not where I'm going with this. That he might have passed away, and that she feels like because her religion with Christianity, she believes that she'll meet him in the afterlife. Oh my god, no, I can't have that happen. Oh no. You know, I still wait at the edge of town, praying straight to God that maybe you'll come back around. I cry every day and the bottles make it worse because you were the only one I was never scared to tell I hurt. And I found photographs of our school on the day we met. Okay, so they didn't meet on the mattresses, they met. Yeah. I thought you were so beautiful and it was love, I guess. And you might never come back home and I may never sleep at night. But God, I just hope you're doing fine out there. I just pray that you're all right. Oh, very contradictory. It could be that he passed away, he couldn't be. I cry every day and the bottles make it worse, so she's drinking to help. Circles back to American Teenager where she speaks about using alcohol in order to live herself in to be able to cope. Because you were the only one I was never scared to tell I hurt. So she trusted him so much that she could literally tell him anything, the most personal things, and vulnerable to him. Ethel deals with insomnia due to her heartbreak over Willoughby, whether it's from nightmares or just an inability to fall asleep when overthinking about Willoughby and what caused him to never come back home. And then the outro does it every time for me. This is what gets me. It goes, and I feel so alone. I feel so alone out there. And it just repeats. And then it goes, I'm so alone out here without you, baby. I'm alone. I was going to do it again. It's the way she says it. So soft. So like you can feel the pain through her voice when she sings it. No, it's going to make me go again. For her to put that song right after American Teenager, it does pull away slightly from the family trauma to like her relationship trauma now, and another loved one has been pulled away from her. The next one is Western Nights. Western Nights tell us the story of Ethel and her new man, Logan Phelps. Logan is less than kind, at times violent. Ethel finds herself hopelessly in love with him despite his faults. I wonder if she produces these herself. Me too. Check in a second.
Sleeping naked when it gets too hot. Trouble's always gonna find you, baby. But so will I. Don't either. I should have known that there's no getting in. Trouble's in your night.
Like I don't say anything because I'm just so immersed in this. I just get so immersed, like, sucked into these songs. They don't even feel like 6 minutes. Verse 1. He's never looked more beautiful on his Harley in the parking lot, breaking into the ATMs, sleeping naked when it gets too hot. I watched him show his love through shades of black and blue, started fights at the bar across the street like you do. The neighbours beat on the walls while I'm face first in the bed. Show me how much I mean to you while I'm laying in these sheets undressed. So breaking into ATMs, he's committing crimes, he was a violent person and wasn't the right person for Ethel, especially at this time. Yeah, 100%. Ethel was still grieving Willoughby. She wanted someone, anyone. I was going to say that actually it feels like she's just trying to push those emotions down and not want to feel that brokenness of Willoughby anymore. Yeah, watch him show his love through shades of black and blue. I mean, fighting for no unnecessarily reason. Starting fights at the bar across the street so he's not even involved. It's just out of nowhere. Possibly suggesting that he was abusive towards Ethel, abusing her. She still tries to assume the best in him and convinces herself that this is the way of showing his love for her, possibly because of her upbringing, and she just maybe doesn't realise that at the time because she just doesn't want to feel that brokenness from Willoughby leaving, because it comes straight after House of Nebraska, where he's just left. Pre-chorus, I'd hold the gun if you asked me to, but if you love me like you say you do, would you ask me to? So literally saying that she'd do anything for him because she feels like that's how to show love to him. Trouble's always going to find you, baby, but so will I. Crying only because I'm happy. Hold me across every state line. I'm never going to leave you, baby. Even if you lose what's left of your mind, because you know I'll be right there beside you, riding through all these western nights. Trouble's always going to find you, but so will I. So no matter what he does, Ethel will always be there. And she's trying to justify it by saying I'm crying, but only because I'm happy. When in reality, it's probably more because she's realising that this isn't the man for her and this isn't love. Hold me across every state line, so they travel a lot. This says due to the crimes Logan's commits. They probably have to travel around so he doesn't get caught. Oh, again, I'm never going to leave you, baby, even if you lose what's left of your mind. Wow. So again, even if he's driven to the absolute madness and all these crimes he's committing, she's still okay to stay in an abusive relationship regardless of what happens to her. I haven't spoken to my daddy in a long time. I don't want him to worry, always wondering if I'm all right. But the neighbourhood keeps getting smaller, all starved out when the money's paper thin. All that's left are your walls and you'll die there. I should have known that there's no getting in. Oh, this says Ethel's father died when Ethel was 10 years old. During the events of the album, she's 20. Oh, so he has passed away. Okay. So that's like, I haven't spoken to him in a long time because he's passed away a long time ago. I don't want him to worry. Always wondering if I'm all right. I guess it could also stem to, because we actually haven't been told in the songs. That's only from the information on Genius has told me that her father has passed away. I don't want him to worry. Always wondering if I'm all right. Ethel Cain is in an abusive relationship but is unwilling to leave. In order to minimise damage to those around her, she is avoiding contact in hopes people will not notice. Cain's father is dead at this point though, so this is likely to be a coping mechanism. She tells herself she's avoiding her father to not upset him when really she cannot return to him. Someone's put, I think these lines are a metaphor for her lover's mental state and attitude. His worldview becomes more and more narrow without anything to large in it, or perhaps he refuses to. At the end, her lover her lover has blocked out everything except the walls of his beliefs that trap him inside a box, and he'll die believing the same things he believes in now, and Ethel won't be able to reach him. I interpreted that as actually having his guard up, like his walls up, and she'd never be able to get in, to help him out of that madness, to help him out of becoming a criminal like that. That's how I interpreted it, actually. Then it goes into the chorus again and the outro. Through these western nights, crying in the light of the TV static, I'll still be alright, cling on to you like some love-blind addict. I'll be screaming your name past the gas stations, trailing down the interstate. Please don't love me how I need you, and know that one day you and I could be okay. She is in denial of the state of her relationship. You know, a love-blind addict. So again, she's just pretending to not see the red signs of him being abusive, of doing the crimes he's doing. You know, that's not love. But she's love blind because she's trying to mask those feelings. Past the gas stations, trailing down the interstate. Please don't love me how I need you. Ethel depends on Logan for protection and security, but hopes that he doesn't take advantage of her devotion. So she knows it's not right, but again refuses to leave because of her mentality and trauma. And know that one day you and I could be okay. Despite the physical violence Ethel Cain suffers at the hands of Logan, she still holds out hope that they can be happy together. Maybe she feels like she could change him. By perhaps her religious upbringing has allowed her to see the good in all people. A dual-edged sword. Yeah, at least okay, that's a massive spoiler there. Please don't give me that spoiler. Yeah, and like the neighbour, going back to this, but the neighbour keeps getting smaller, you know, the loss of community, and probably that people are also either passing away, moving on, probably the world tightening, getting smaller and smaller and smaller, like she feels trapped almost. All starved out when the money's paper thin. Well, you know, that just shows you that people can't afford things anymore. All that left of the walls, and you'll die there. Like emotional barriers, you know, that wall that we can have up, people should not let them in because maybe he's had trauma and he's scared to let someone in. It's just really about clinging on to something that you know is bad for you just to mask those feelings that you no longer want to feel. I say that because it's come straight after a house in Nebraska where the love of her life, Olivia Tucker, has just left, and she literally says she wants to pass away in order to feel, you know, to be with him again. And she's literally leaving her town, everything she knows, her family, for someone dangerous, and maybe just to feel that escape. You know, she's doing things for her now. She doesn't feel happy in this community. Father's passed away. She just wants to leave, and she's seeing that as a way out, but it's not good for her. My goodness. Oh, this is, I can't believe we're not even on track 5. The next one we go on into is Family Tree. I'm assuming this is a carry on from Family Tree intro. This says, after the death of her boyfriend Logan, in a police shootout following a bank robbery, Ethel finds herself on the run from the cops. Things get worse when she discovers a disturbing family secret. I'm assuming, are we supposed to know this?
Remind me of who I used to be.
Okay.
And Daddy said shoot first and run and don't look back.
Oh.
So take me down to the river, shore over me.
Oh. Oh, her voice. Oh, her voice. Oh my. Wow. Oh my god, the emotion. Didn't feel like 7 minutes either. She's getting away with these songs being so long. Like, I don't think there's many artists that I would listen to a 7-minute song. We've gone through some of this already, so I'll go to verse 2. I've killed before and I'll kill again. Take the nose off, wrap it tight around my hand. They say heaven hath no fury like a woman scorned. And baby, hell don't scare me. I've been times before. So referring back to the first family tree intro, take the noose off, so maybe off of her neck that we, she's hanging from the tree in the first one. Tap it, wrap it tight around my hands now. Maybe not as that, but maybe like wrap it and like it's gonna. So she's taking control of the situation now, using it as not round her own neck, but as a weapon. Can't believe she says, hell don't scare me, I've been times before. The bridge, these crosses all over my body remind me of who I used to be. Let Christ forgive these bones I've been hiding and the bones I'm about to leave. This is a reference to the line in the opening track, Family Tree intro. This contrast shows Ethel now saying she's not just hiding the skeletons in her closet unsuccessfully, but she may actually be leaving more bones out in the open, and she's not afraid to leave more, hence the line, I've killed before and I'll kill again. She asks Christ for his forgiveness regardless in both the intro and this track. She may feel guilty still, yet she's not afraid that it must be done. Just very haunting about her trauma again and her religion, and if it's about running away, it sounds like maybe she killed him. So she's taking control of the situation now. Maybe by accident, if he was hitting her or being abusive, or she's saying, I'm no longer the victim, and a force of rejection towards where she feels trapped in her small town. She just sounds angry, like she's being trapped and she just wants out now. So I'm interested to see the next one because it's called Hard Times. Following on from that will be interesting. This says, closing out Act 1 of the album. Hard Times sees Ethel reflecting on the she endured from her father when she was a child and the complicated feelings she has in regards to him. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, beautiful already. I feel like I want to just be in the middle of a field, with nothing around me, just looking up at the stars and listening to this.
A story about how it ends.
Oh.
On my birthday, you watched me dancing right there in the grass, and I still do, and that scares me.
This outro, she can't keep going on. It's breaking me. That's it. Can't continue. What's she doing? Why is she doing this? Verse 1. Hide me there under the leaves. 9 going on 18. Lay it on me, tell me a story about how it ends. Where you're still the good guy, I'll make pretend. So I hate this story where happiness ends and dies with you. The tragic secret abuse she endured at the hands of someone she was told to trust. Very interesting, this song comes straight after Family Tree because it said in the about Family Tree, discovers a family secret. Now, she says, I've killed before and I'll kill again. Did she kill her father because of this that we're reading here about his abuse? I'm not sure, but Ethel's father hid her under the leaves and abused her. This line paints a picture of a child who expected a fun, cherishable memory that many other children have. Oh, this could be a picture of the perfect family when in fact abusing is happening behind the hands of this preacher, the holy man. Oh. Tell me a story about how it ends where you're still the good guy. So probably the town that they live in still sees her father as the good guy because he is the preacher, the head of the church, I believe. Or make pretend. So has he blackmailed her into making sure everyone still thinks he's this perfect guy? Because I hate this story where happiness ends and dies with you. Ethel expresses her distaste with this man in power taking advantage of her. She knows it is not fair that her story gets to continue without any justice or happiness, while this man, father, gets to keep his dirty secrets even while in the grave and is not punished by his community. Ethel has to live with the secret and shame, all the while hearing non-stop endless praise and people adoring her father. Wow. Knowing what he did to her and who he really was behind the church scene, Ethel hates that feeling of knowing the secret, but also knowing that if she dare spoke out, she would not be believed or would be shamed. Chorus. I thought good guys get to be happy. I'm not happy. I am poison in the water and unhappy. Little girl who needs her daddy real bad. So yeah, she's very conflicted between how she feels. Little girl who needs her daddy real bad. So even though what he's done, she still feels like she could, needs him. She wants and need that somebody to be her father, as he does not act like her dad, but like a predator. Verse 2. In the corner, on my birthday, you watched me dancing right there in the grass. I was too young to notice that some types of love could be bad. Praying I'd be like you, doing all the things that you do, and I still do, and that scares me. I think this is kind of speaking for itself. I don't want to go too much into detail into this. A very long outro. I'm tired of you, still tied to me, bleeding whenever you want. Too tired to move, too tired to leave. I just want to sleep. And it continues and continues. Please can I sleep? Please can I sleep? Too tired to move, tired to leave. Oftentimes when dealing with trauma, it can feel like it lingers around you at times, ties to you, so it's always there and it's not gone away. This could be referring to the trauma that her father left tied to her. Definitely this would have made an impact on her. I'm not going to read some of this because it's too much, but if you want to go and read it, you can. But yeah, we get the gist of that song. Very hard-hitting song. I mean, it's called Hard Times. Oh, my goodness. We go into Thoroughfare, beginning of Act 2. Ethel, having run away from home, meets charming Isaiah, who offers her a ride. Together they drive from Texas to California. Over the course of their trip, they find themselves attracted to one another. Oh, this is a 9-minute song. I hope it picks up a bit here. Happy again.
By 17, you knew you had to see it all.
Ooh. Harmonica. God, it's really like a story. Gosh, it's such a story, like you're really picturing it in your mind. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh, the echoing. Oh, she wants to find love. Knew that was coming. She loves her guitar solos, and I freaking love them. They're just having a fun time, it sounds like. It's having a jam session. Oh, wow. I mean, that was quite a long one for me personally, but I love the meaning of it. And it was quite self-explanatory. It was like a conversation between them. They're going on the run. I don't know whether he is too, but they're off driving into the sunset, across America, chasing freedom, love, and yeah, it sounds like she's really finally happy. But it's kind of smack bang in the middle of the album. So to me, I'm very cautious if this is going to last. Like, are we going to go into the next one with it being sad or happy? Or, yeah, I don't know. She just wants to find that safety and that love with someone again. And she's taking this shot. She doesn't know this guy, but she's taking that chance. For this one, that was quite a self-explanatory song actually, and the outro was nice because in your pickup truck with all of your dumb luck is the only place I think I'd ever want to be. Yeah, so yeah, she's taking that chance. She's gonna take it. The next one is Gibson Girl. After Ethel arrives in California with Isaiah, I think it is, he begins to pimp her out in the back of strip clubs and feeds her drugs on the regular. Ethel begins to lose sense of reality. The title refers to Charles Dana Gibson and the woman he famously drew, often considered the pinnacle of American beauty standards. Okay. Was an American illustrator who created the Gibson Girl, an iconic representation of the beautiful and independent American woman at the turn of the 20th century. Interesting. Okay, let's get into Gibson Girl. Ooh.
You wanna love me right now? You wanna get alone with me?
Oh.
You wanna get my clothes off? Oh, this
yeah, dysfunctional sound.
black leather and dark glasses. Audience always fucking that up.
No. Flawed. I'm actually shook right now. I don't know what to think. Oh. I have no words. It's just screaming to me that she thinks this is okay. First one, you want to love me right now, you want to get alone with me, you want to get my clothes off and hurt me, you come alone to me from however far away, asking me to know how I know you're all the same. She's got that image of all men are going to be the same, and that he's going to do what her father did to her. She's been tempted into that again. Yeah, exactly. It's about control, power and identity. Ethel adopts the image of Gibson Girl, beauty ideal to explore how femininity can both be glamorous and suffocating. She's presenting herself with this perfect image. It's intoxicating. She enjoys the power it gives her over somebody. So she's left home and is now caught in another toxic, exploiting relationship. So she's no longer in that other relationship where she felt freedom. She had possibly killed Logan, or he'd been shot from his crimes, and she suddenly felt this freedom and she was running away. She's now met another guy and now she's suddenly feeling consumed again, possibly trapped in this new relationship. Pre-chorus, black leather and dark glasses, pouring another while I shake my ass. He's cold-blooded so it takes more time to bleed. Obsession with the money, addicted to the drugs. Says he's in love with my body, that's why he's effing it up. And then he says to me, Cain is staying with the boy she met in the song previous. He begins to introduce her to strip clubs and the darker nightlife surrounding drugs. He influences her drastically, forcing her to take substances. As she does, and she begins to lose a sense of reality. The loss of reality is reflected in the chopped production and deep bass instrumentals. Yeah, I said that at the beginning. I said it very much feels like we're disconnecting here. Heavy reverb and a slow tempo to demonstrate her intoxication. Wow, while on drugs. Chorus, so he says to me, baby, if it feels so good, then it can't be bad. Wow, gaslighting. It doesn't mean just because it feels good that it can't be bad. I mean, that's literally like everything, isn't it? Too much chocolate can feel amazing, but it doesn't mean it's good. Playing the perfect woman, even though that's not what she feels inside. Oh my goodness. We're going on a roller coaster here. I don't even know how to say this next one. Is it a silent P? Tolopir? Tolomia? She actually does just produce this with one other person. This is crazy. It says, under the influence of his drugs, Ethel begins to hallucinate. She confronts the darkness. Let's get straight on to this one. Whoa, so she's heavily on the drugs right now.
I followed you in. I was with you there. I invited you in.
It's definitely getting a lot darker.
Invited you.
No, this is scary. What's going on?
There's nothing you can do.
I feel like I'm in a horror film. I feel like this is going to have a lot to go through. I'm shouting, I think. Oh my gosh. You can't hide from me forever. What? Oh my goodness. Intro. I followed you in and I was there with you there. I invited you in. Twice I did. You love blood too much. What? It sounded like someone died. I'm going to look at what this one means. I'm going to need some help on this one. Oh. It's a reference to a ninth circle of hell designed for those who betrayed their guests. Ethel is in a drug-induced state because of... I've just looked it up. It's a reference to a ninth circle of hell designed for those who betrayed their guests. Ethel is in a drug-induced state because of a sire, I think. Don't get pronunciation. Ethel fell in love with him unexpectedly and slowly, and while no one could ever be Willoughby, I think she did truly love him. While I'm confused as into whether Elijah ever held whatsoever, he made her believe so and used that to invite her in to make her feel safe. Ethel is describing what she is seeing and what is happening through her drug-induced state. The wolf I've seen taken as him, trying his best to look non-predatory as he's coming closer to her and her repeated use of I'm on fire came across as fearful and desperate, calling her the one, the white light and beautiful predatory behaviour attempted to let her eat even more. Whoa. Even the iron still fears the rot, hiding from something I cannot stop. Walking on shadows, I can't lend him back. Buckled on the floor when night comes along. Daddy's left and Mama won't come home. In the first two lines, Ethel is talking about death and it is deeply haunting. I adore it. Even the iron still fears the rot. Such a gut-wrenching line of acceptance regarding what will inevitably come. The last few lines of the verse are more muddled. Fearful thoughts of Ethel. She can't escape him, no matter how hard she tries. She yearns for her mother's comfort. You poor thing, sweet morning lamb. It's like a lamb always wants its mother, doesn't it? This is him trying to make her feel small and just confirming what she already knew. I am the face of lover's rage. That gave me goosebumps. That was crazy lyric. I'm assuming most of us here know how some of the Bible, but Cain was the brother of Abel, and together they were the first sons of Adam and Eve. Cain was a farmer and Abel was a shepherd, both who made sacrifices to God. When God favoured Abel, I think, Cain grew jealous and killed Abel because of it. The lying sins of their fathers committed long before their conception can be related back to Cain himself. Perhaps that's why God favoured Abel, because Cain was chosen to carry the weight of his father's apple. Oh, okay, wow. The weight of her father. actions and trauma set in stone. It's been forever. While the distorted voice in this song seems to represent a sire, by the end it seems as though Ethel is being spoken to by death itself. It is all-knowing and harsh and possessive. The line that solidifies this for me is promised to be by a man who can only feel hatred and contempt towards you. This is crazy. There must be so much layers to this song. But this is what I meant at the beginning, where I said I don't really know much about like the backstory of Ethel Cain or religious backgrounds. Elijah had been the one to deliver her to her death, and no matter how twisted he was in his mind, only someone who feels hatred for someone else could do what he did. Oh, he's killed her. Oh my god, I didn't get that from the song. Okay. Wow, death has finally come to take what belongs to it after watching and waiting for all these years. Oh, wow, okay. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I felt like I was in a horror film. This was crazy. Betrayal, the person she trusts is the one hurting her. Loss of control, she's completely powerless. Horror, the fear is as much as the mind is in the body. Hell imagery, the title links to betrayal being one of the deepest sins, punishments. This is crazy. This is crazy. Someone needs to get me on a video that explains Ethel Cain's story, because this is quite a little bit confusing on a first read. Like, I wouldn't get any of this just from listening to the lyrics of this. Like, there's nowhere in that song that it said, like, I need to watch some interviews of hers and see if she sheds light on any of these meanings. Bit shook, to be honest, with that song. The next one we go into is August Underground. Oh, the song is an instrumental. Ethel wastes away in the attic of an abandoned shack in the woods of Northern California. As Asaya reveals his truest nature, she accepts her fate and faces the end. The title is a reference to the infamous snuff film of the same name. It's 3 minutes 40 instrumental. Oh, look at her! Look at the visualizer right now. On the brink of death. Oh, it's giving me anxiety. I don't like it. People said that there's a transition to the next one, so we'll continue into the next one. This is another instrumental. Someone's put in the comments of the visualizer here, just realised this song is about Ethel's soul being freed from the basement yet damaged to represent the broken notes. Oh, that made me feel really sad at a point. I thought I was going to I was getting teary. So a lot of people are saying that represents her going to heaven. The next one is Some Bleached Flies. I have heard this one. I love this song. In heaven, Ethel makes peace with her death and reflects on her life, her family, and the man she never stopped loving, Willoughby.
Sun bleached flies sitting in the window. So what I wouldn't give to be in church this Sunday. God loves you, but not enough to save you. So baby girl, good luck taking care of yourself.
Oh, this bit.
We all know how it goes, but I still feel like they all know. That's why I can never go back home. But I always knew that in the end, no one was coming to save me, so I just prayed. Always it comes back to me. I'm still praying for that house in Nebraska, by the highway out on the edge of town.
Verse 1. Some bleached flies sitting in the windowsill, waiting for the day they escape. They talk about that money and how their babies are always changing, while they're breathing in the poison of the paint. Ethel compares some bleached flies resting on a windowsill to a Christian mother waiting for a day they are able to escape, talking about their children while the children are being exposed to toxic behaviours described as poisonous paint. What I wouldn't give to be in church this Sunday, listening to the choir so heartfelt all singing, God loves you, but not enough to save you, so baby girl, good luck taking care of yourself. Though Ethel resented the church, while in heaven and away from home, she wishes to be back in the safety and comfort that being the church provided. That's what I got from this. Now that it's gone, she wants to be back there because it's her comfort. And this line is Ethel from the afterlife speaking to the listener, warning them not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Chorus. So I said, fine, because that's how my daddy raised me. If they strike once, then you just hit them twice as hard. But in the end, if I bend under the weight that they gave me, then this heart would break and fall as twice as far. Ethel's instinct in the face of danger or disrespect is to fight back, but she realises now that doing so would only repeat the cycle of abuse that she's faced, and it would come back to bite her even harder. Verse 2, we all know how it goes. The more it hurts, the less it shows. But I still feel like they all know, and that's why I can never go back home. I spend my life watching it go by from the sidelines, and God, I've tried, but I think it's about time to put up a fight. In Ethel's case, her vulnerability has shown her scars given by her past, and she's afraid of change or the wild switch of perspective that can fall over her own. Going back home would be admitting defeat. Ethel doesn't want to go back to the life she lived. I'm guessing she also can't go home because of what happened with her boyfriend, Logan, at the time, because of his crimes, and she had to go on the run, and everyone would probably know. This could be Ethel acknowledging that it's time for her to change her life, leading her down paths she will come to regret. Wow. Chorus again. The bridge. If it's meant to be, then it will be. So I met him there, and I told him I believe. Singing, if it's meant to be, then it'll be. I forgive it all as it comes back to me. And that repeats. Believing in God means coming to terms with the fact that he has horrible things in store for us. Being an adult, being spiritually mature, means accepting this fact with dignity. Ethel lets go of the cycle of abuse she's been through, deciding to forgive the ones who did her harm, so no one, including her, has to carry the weight of those traumas anymore. It says here, the last two songs are really about forgiveness and acceptance. In the story, Ethel Cain understands that while she has been extremely mistreated, those who mistreated her have had their own burdens and traumas as well. So in this sense of peace that comes with death, because finally the cycle of abuse and trauma has ended. Then outro, I'm still praying for that house in Nebraska, by the highway, out on the edge of town, dancing with the windows open. I can't let go when something's broken. It's all I know, and it's all I want now. She still is holding on to that hope that they'll be together, which is why I'm very interested to see where her new album, Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You, is going to go. While the first verse conveys a sense of being trapped, using the image of flies which died because they tried to escape through a closed window, this line does the opposite of that. Not only are the windows open, but Ethel's dancing is in the environment suggested as a feeling of freedom. It is here at the end of the song, where she has finally let go of all the pain she endured, that she is able to re-experience the hope and joy she felt when she was with Willoughby. Oh, even in death, all she wants is Willoughby Tucker. Hopefully she gets Willoughby Tucker in the next album. Now, I have heard Strangers. This was a huge song. Murdered and cannibalized. Sorry? Ethel says her final goodbye to her mother from beyond the grave. Whoa. Why was this song so big and in movies when this is what it was about? Okay, this is Strangers. How strange to put it in It Ends With Us movie. And also the theme she's spoken about. Interesting.
Don't talk to strangers or you might fall in love. How funny, I never considered myself tough.
Oh, shit.
If I'm turning in your stomach and I'm making you feel sad. The side of a milk carton, and when Dixie's dairy, she'll cry.
Oh my.
And wait up for me. You're so handsome when I'm all over you.
Oh my gosh. No. Oh my goodness. What? What? That's crazy. That is crazy.
Want you just to tell you that I made it real far, and that I never blamed you for loving me the way you did. These green eyes, mama, just know that I love you, and I'll see you when you get here.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Okay, I didn't realise that that's what that song was about. That's why the whole song I was like, what? Oh my gosh, okay. In your basement I grew cold. Thinking back to what I was always told, don't talk to strangers or you might fall in love. So yeah, Ethel, now dead, has no control over what has happened to her. Her body lies in his basement, left to regret falling in love, because she simply has to believe that that is why she's ended up where she has. She blames herself for the things that have happened to her because people warned her not to talk to strangers. This is crazy. Like, literally freezer, like smoked. Oh my. How funny, I never considered myself tough. She's talking about like a double meaning, thinking back to her life, but also that she's tough meat. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. You're also handsome, walking over to me now. I tried to be good, am I no good? Double meaning again. Like, good me, or good, like, reflecting on the good in her life. What is going on? Oh my goodness. With my memory restricted to a Polaroid in evidence, so I'm assuming like the crime scene, it says here, like, and the police eventually discover him, and oh my goodness, I just wanted to be yours. Can I be yours? Just tell me I'm yours. So again, she's still asking for that validation and that to be loved. It's crazy. Self-degrading, which probably stems from the fact that she was never treated right by the people she loved. Oh, if I'm turning in your stomach, I'm making you feel sick. Are you kidding? No, sorry, no. Ethel hates that she will never see her mother again and how sick she'll feel not knowing what happened to her daughter after she ran away. Verse 2, when my mother sees me on the side of a milk carton in the dairy aisle, she'll cry and wait up for me. Oh, during the early 1990s, there'd be advertisement on milk cartons for missing children. Wait, really? That's crazy. You're so handsome when I'm all over your mouth. Sorry, no, I can't. And then I'm making you feel sick. She literally keeps repeating it. She only cares about being good enough for him. Oh, no, sorry. Directly asking the listeners the things. Yes, I kind of am Ethel Cain. What the heck? Outro. Found you just to tell you that I made it real far and that I never blamed you for loving me the way you did. Ethel's last words to her mother in a possible spiritual form. She wants to reassure her mother that her circumstances and death is not her fault and she loves her. Don't really hear much about her mum, actually, during this album. Don't think about it too hard or you'll never sleep a wink at night again. Don't worry about me and those green eyes, Mama. Just know that I love you and I'll see you when you get here. So Ethel is looking down on her mother in the afterlife, waiting to see her in heaven. She consoles her, telling her it's best to move on rather than dwell on her death. Oh my goodness me. That, I think, is one of the craziest albums I have ever listen to and analyse. Some of those songs I didn't realise that Strangers was about that. I hope I managed to get everything there and I got the story right. I did use some Reddit posts and Genius's information at the side and the lyrics and tried to do my own research. So I hope I got the story right. Do please let me know in the comments if I missed anything out or you have your own interpretation on it. That would be amazing too. I'd love to read all your comments. Yeah, and I just cannot wait to get into her new album now. Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You, because that was crazy. I think my top 4 are A House in Nebraska, that will always be one of my favourite songs of hers. Some Bleached Flies. Hard Times was really good, only in the sense that I really felt like sick to my stomach, but because of what it's about, like Family Tree was amazing. Even the Gibson Girl, that was like, whoa, that was crazy. Even the 2 instrumentals made me feel so much emotion. But yeah, to be honest, I actually think American Teenager, House in Nebraska, Strangers and Some Bleached Flies are my favourites. I know that I think they're like the singles off the album, but they are my favourite. Wow, I am so impressed with Ethel Cain's ability to put that into an album. I think that it's so incredible. The lyrics, the feeling, the emotion you can feel, not just from the lyrics either, because to be honest, if I didn't have the information on the sides and the Reddit post and all of that, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on, to be honest, because it's not you can't really extract that straight from the lyrics. Maybe you can, maybe I'm missing something, maybe I'm not fully aware of all the, well, I'm not going to call it lore, but you know what I mean, behind Ethel Cain. And maybe she has more songs before this that I'm not aware of. She has Golden Age, Inbred, I've heard Crush, I love that song. And then it goes into Preacher's Daughter, and then it actually goes into Perverts, which I don't know whether to listen to that before I go into Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You. But I just feel like I've just been on a roller coaster of emotions. That was just crazy. That's taken me 2.5 hours to go through that album. Do let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and if you guys have anything to add, I would love to read your comments. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.